An unbelievable scene in the BYWARD market after a massive fire rips through an historic building. The flames are believed to have started on the roof of the popular Victoria Trattoria restaurant before quickly spreading to other buildings. Here is viewer video of the crews battling the flames. This video taken from the nearby Andaz Hotel. Firefighters dousing water from all angles to get the fire under control. The fire eventually caused the roof to cave in. Good evening. We begin with a tragic loss in Ottawa's historic BYWARD market. A massive fire destroys a century-old building and leaves the neighborhood in a standstill. Investigators confirming roofers were working on the building with torches. The four-alarm fire started around 11:30 this morning at 35 William Street at the popular Victoria Trattoria restaurant. Here's a... It remains closed at this hour. That's the only road closure still in place. An initial estimate says damages will exceed at least $2 million. CTV's Mike Arcelides starts us off.
Fire burning through the rooftop in the heart of the BYWARD market.
I came down for a break, saw the smoke, went back up, and the fire was caught too strong for me. 3 extinguishers and still fire on.
My colleagues, they are on the second floor, so like they smell so bad.
Thick, black, suffocating smoke filling restaurants and shops along William Street.
I was walking down the road and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, what's this?
With the roof caving in, more than 60 firefighters rushing to the scene. A 4-alarm blaze with more than 20 trucks spraying water from 3 ladders.
I've talked to some of the more senior firefighters, and they tell me that it's been decades since they've seen a fire of this magnitude in the BYWARD market.
Trying to salvage what they could of the century-old building.
We have no injuries to either firefighters or residents. It was primarily a roof structure. There was a collapse of the roof.
Fire investigators talking to those who were on the roof at the time. Shown here trying to put it out.
I can tell you there were people on the roof doing some roofing, but that's up to the fire marshal and the investigators to determine exactly what the cause was.
The mayor and chiefs surveying the damage.
My hope is that we're able to, the owners are able to get to rebuild as quickly as possible. Whether they have to demolish or not is to be determined.
Mike Arcelides, CTV News.
Well, the fire had a major impact on neighboring businesses as thick smoke seeped into buildings on both sides of the restaurant. Devastating for owners who say after a difficult winter, things were starting to look up. CTV's Megan Shaw has that part of the story.
Bring it 2.5 in the back!
When fire erupted at Victoria Trattoria,
yeah, like we have about 7 feet between us.
Fear of spreading was realized next door.
Terrified something was happening to my building.
The owner's nightmare a reality. The fish market damaged by smoke, the extent still unknown.
I'm trembling. I'm so upset. I'm really upset because, you know, we all had a hard winter and nobody needs this now.
We're getting ready to open the restaurants and we smell everything and we're like, okay, well, the day is done for now.
Kitchen staff turned off all equipment, then cleared out. Owners have since canceled all reservations ahead of a busy weekend.
We have parties, reservations. We have a big group of 50.
They're hopeful to reopen later. It's unclear if others will be able to do the same. To the right, the vape store's windows are blown out. A newly leased building is heavily damaged. So much destruction in a heritage district. Devastating.
These are original buildings. A lot of the original artworks and architecture, it's all built into the structure of the building. So it's a huge loss for the BYWARD market.
Owner to several market buildings, Steve Minook says these structures are fragile.
They're old buildings, and if you don't be careful, you know, they're made of wood and brick, and they can catch fire pretty easily.
That look was part of Victoria Trattoria's charm, loved by tourists and supported by others in the neighborhood.
You're talking 25 years here, so to have an important, partner in the BYWARD market, business partner, friend of the family, stakeholder here, it's a real tragedy.
But even those affected say this will not do them in. When the smoke clears, the community will be here.
Get open, and then reach out and help our neighbors in whatever they need to do to rebuild.
Megan Shaw, CTV News.
Well, business owners are asked by fire crews to return to the scene tomorrow. Now, meanwhile, Victoria Trattoria, a very well-known Italian restaurant that has been on William for decades, One of the owners was traveling home from overseas when he got word of the fire. Dominic Santaguida had a first look at the damage earlier tonight and spoke with our Patricia Bowl.
Here now with the ownership group of Vittoria Trattoria, Dom Santaguida, one of the owners, and you were traveling back from Italy today, of all things, and arrived to the news that your restaurant had been on fire.
It's just devastating. I got a phone call from my partners, and they said how remarkable the Ottawa Fire Services was to respond, and I still don't have words.
You saw the messages, you saw the pictures right away, but until you get here on William Street and see it, I'm sure it's not real. What are you feeling now?
I still think I'm dreaming. It's, you know, this has been most of my life spent growing up in this building. It's been here for over 25 years, and just to see it in this, there's no words that can describe how we're feeling right now, and I speak on behalf of all of us.
This is a family business.
It is a family business, yeah.
Your son is here.
Son to work.
What have you been told about what happened here today?
There was a fire started upstairs and has kind of come down. We're letting the fire investigators do their job, and we're not going to make any speculation on what happened. And we're just thankful that none of our staff and no one got hurt today, and that you know, I feel for the families of all the people that are affected by our business, the over 30 families that are involved here, and they're part of our family, and you know, the bricks will get rebuilt, but if someone got hurt, it would be devastating.
Now, Dom says there is no question they will rebuild. The restaurant is an institution in the market, and people walking by shocked to see it ablaze. The billowing smoke and the dramatic scene drawing plenty of spectators. CTV's Christina Succi reports.
It's kind of like a scene in a movie.
Tonight, a stunning scene in the heart of the capital.
Unbelievable, just the smoke flying high as you can go.
The whole street filled with smoke, and then it just went on for hours.
The BYWARD market engulfed by clouds of smoke. Ferocious winds carrying it beyond the market's borders.
When I came down Sussex Drive, there was so much smoke.
Tons of smoke, like gray smoke and yellow smoke, and it's crazy.
The cops came and then told us to evacuate right away because it was spreading out.
Witnesses stood in shock. An entire block consumed by chaos. The thick, dark smoke billowing out of the buildings could be seen kilometers away. The 4-alarm blaze bringing one of the capital's hottest tourist destinations to a halt.
We went and had a little bit of sushi, watch it from there.
Visiting from Calgary, Chrissia Robillard wasn't expecting to see this.
That was quite stunning to see things fall apart like that.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No. Man, that was really something.
You're in disbelief.
For those local to the city, heartbreak.
My last memories of him are definitely in that restaurant.
Weekly Talia Tayland ate at Vittoria Trattoria with her grandfather, still a loyal customer with a reservation for this afternoon.
Today was one of those days, but not today.
Christina Succi, CTV News.
Well, CTV Ottawa has extended coverage of the BYWARD Market fire. Visit us online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Now, the weather